Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. This is your hostess. Who am I? am Coach Janet, and this is Husband Love Your Wives, and I am so elated to be here today. I am very thankful. Today is Monday, the May 12th, I think it is, not 12th, it's 11th. We'll get it together, you all. But anyway, good evening, everyone. Today we're going to talk about something that is very can be kind of touchy with some people. Hi, beautiful. How are you? I hope you're doing well. We're going to talk about something a little touchy today. We're going to talk about mothers. And we had Mother's Day. We had a Mother's Day program yesterday, and it was so wonderful. We had singing, dancing, we had good food, we had a lot of good things going on. And so we're going to talk about mothers today and the married people. We're going to talk about mothers and the married people. And I have a question for everyone because we're going to talk a little bit about it. I'm going to give you all a little bit of what I have. But the question I have for everyone, I want you to think about it. Are husbands not supposed to celebrate their wife on Mother's Day? That was a question, and don't have that. I used to have a poll up when I ask questions, but I wanted to ask that question because that can cause a problem sometimes in relationships of a marriage. It can cause problems, whether the husband should celebrate the wife instead of the mom. And so we talked a little bit about, everybody yesterday was wishing everybody a happy Mother's Day. And I hope all of you had a wonderful, all mothers. I'm saying all mothers, I hope you all had a wonderful day yesterday. I had a fantastic day because I love singing and we had a lot of singing going on. But my question today was, are husbands not supposed to celebrate their wife on Mother's Day? I wanted to hear what you all had to say about that. Are husbands supposed to celebrate their wife on Mother's Day only? I wouldn't mind if I could say if you are a husband and only want to celebrate your wife on Mother's Day, let's give me a one. But if you believe in celebrating your mom and your wife, give me a two. I wanted to do something like that because that's really something to think about. Because the husband should love. Hi there, hi everyone. The husband should love the wife and the mom. But we know what the scripture says, you all. The scripture says that the man should leave the mom and the dad and be joined or cleave to his wife. And I wanted to ask the question, just because a husband cleave to his wife, does that mean he has to forget about his beautiful mother? Does it mean that he has to just put her away because he's gotten a wife? Hello, Sarah Lee. How are you today? And so that's what the question was. The question was, are husbands not supposed to celebrate their wife on Mother's Day? I want to share this with you all. Years ago, absolutely not, my mother-in-law is the best. Well, thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. And thank you so very much, Isis. I really appreciate that. But I had an uncle years ago. He's passed away now. And he used to call his wife, mom. And I grew up as a little child. I grew up hearing him call his wife mama. That's what he would do. And guess what? His wife would call him Paul. Hey, Paul. Say, Paul. If she would ask a question, she wouldn't like ask a question like that. This was years ago. And I'm telling how old I am, aren't I? I know I am, yes. But yeah, she would say, Paul. That's what she would when she asked him a question. And so he would call her Ma and she would call him Pa. But I just wanted to know that was a question I wanted you all to get with me on that a little bit. Are husbands not supposed to celebrate their wife on Mother's Day? Does husbands not supposed to celebrate their wife? What do you all say? What do you all think about that? Okay. I think that's something to think about. And it is. It's something to think about because I believe that a man, a husband, everything in this perspective, I believe that the husband is supposed, because everybody's family is different. Everybody have their own rules in their family, and there's no law that says a husband is supposed to celebrate his wife and not celebrate his mother. And it would be nice if now this is my opinion, okay? This is my hi there, uh, enterprise. This is my opinion. My opinion is that it would be nice if there are children involved that the husband would buy for the wife and say Happy Mother's Day and always put those children on there and and also do what he can do for his mom. That would be nice if the money will allow. I think treat both at the same time. Exactly. Treat both of them at the same time. That's really how I feel it should be. Because if you all know about the Bible, Isaac's son, I think it was, oh no, it was Isaac. Isaac, once he had gotten with Rebecca, to marry, then she comforted him after his mom's death. So the wife is so important in that man's life, and I think that he should treat her as such, as she's a very important person. Spa day, yes. Oh, yes, I agree, Miss Isis. Spa day, yes. Every day should be a Mother's Day. Correct. Every day should be a Mother's Day because a mom is always a mom forever, forever. And so that's a question that I wanted to ask about. Should the husbands required to celebrate the wife instead of the mother on Mother's Day? I really appreciate you all participating in that. It should, exactly. A mother's job is never done. All right, Miss Sarah Lee 6299, you are telling the truth. A mother's job is never done because a mom is going to always be a mom. And I'm going to tell you something. Just like you take care of those little chicks, little children, little babies when you have them, this is the honest truth. When they get older, you still want to take care of them. And sometimes you have to hold back from not wanting to do all you can do for your children. I don't care how old they still are your children, and you still want to do for your children as much as possible. And sometimes that can ruin them, but you still want to do as much as you can. But one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit, you want that? That's right, Sarah. All righty. One thing I want to talk about too is what makes a good mother according to the scripture. And this is good because this is husband love your wives. And the husbands need to honor and respect that wife. She might not be his mother, but it is so important for that husband to love that wife, show that wife love. And I would say this, that same respect that husband give to his mother, it should be the same respect or even greater for the wife. Now, some people might not agree with that, but see, I'm a mother and I've been a wife, and I just want to say, because that wife um, does so much more. I would say, and I want to say this because a lot, once that son goes away from the mom and he becomes a husband, his responsibilities change tremendously. And once he become that husband, certain things go on in a marriage. And I'm gonna tell you why I said it, because the scripture says two shall become one flesh. And husbands cannot be one with his mom. I'm just going somewhere with this. If you all could just hear me out. Husbands cannot be one with their mother. But when they marry, they become one with their wife. Anybody out there agree with me today? You become one with your wife, two shall become one flesh. And I knew a man. Well, he's passed away, and but he used to say, when someone would come and visit his home, if he was not there, his wife could answer the questions for him, because they thought so much alike. They thought so much alike. They did. And you know, they thought so much alike that it didn't matter. It didn't matter if he was home or not. She could answer the questions for him. Okay? And that because they were so at one, they were so one with one another. And that's the way that we should want to be, husbands and wife. That's the way they should want to be. They want to be so much in tune with one another. Okay, because see, mothers can't do that. Let me tell you what mothers can do. The scripture says that mother can train up a child in the way that they should go. The mother can nurture the child. The mother can be kind and use words of wisdom. Okay? But they cannot be one with their son. And so I just wanted to come on to talk about that a little bit. I love you all, and I hope to talk with you soon, maybe later on tonight. Peace.